here with Jared from Southern Homesteads. He's showing us his 110 to 72 volt converter that he's installed with his RPS 800 on his well house for his homestead and his own home. We're going to take a closer look at it. Right now he's got it plugged into his RPS controller and then also plugged into some 110 volt power to a wall outlet that you've got there. So let's take a closer look at this.
You'll notice one of the things for us that there's a date written on it. We're pretty big about if you install stuff or you put a converter on, very quickly you lose track of how long something's been in. And mechanical things require maintenance. That, I don't care what kind of well pump you're in, I don't care what you're using, things require maintenance. So it's always good for us to know, okay, this inverter's 5 years old, this inverter's 8 years old, whatever the age of it is, so that we have in the back of our mind, the life cycle of this component may be getting near its end. And so it just gives us opportunity to plan ahead so we're not stuck in a place where you go, uh-oh, I'm broken. And so, and for us being rural, that's so much of homestead thinking is just planning ahead. At some point in the future, you know, we'll probably give another couple of years, I'm just gonna pull the well on a Saturday of my choosing. We'll probably just rebuild the well pump. It's only a few minute process, no big deal. Put it back in, and again, it's just part of that routine maintenance. And so for us, typically speaking, we'll write dates on everything when we install it so that just at a glance, we know this is how long this has been in rotation.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a really good way to approach preparedness. And this whole system, that converter on top of the solar pump, is just your version of, I'm prepared for anything. I don't have to be fearful. I'm just ready for if there's a weather event or if there's just a pole line down on my road. I can still take showers and I can have drinking water on my property. It's not going to disrupt your life majorly like it's going to maybe for others here.
And like I said, for us, we just proved that. I mean, we just went 11 days on all of our homes being without power. Some of them we never even hooked a generator to, and they still had. And we'll look at those. Well, they still had water. They still had. We still didn't have any problems with that. Full disclosure: when I bought this, I've been looking at it for a while. When I bought this, I'm always going to be my own guinea pig before I put it at a customer. Most solar stuff that we would deal with, it's just a diminished capacity of what we're using from an AC perspective. And I know I talked to you guys and you assured me that's not the case. I'm going to look at the specs and go, oh no, everything lines up where it would be totally fine. But my skepticism, if I'm going to be honest, was over the top as far as I didn't think that this was actually going to support my family and my farm.
Yeah.
We put it in, and as it turns out, and this is everyone we've ever done, nobody would ever know that we just switched to a solar well pump. It is exactly the same as running an AC pump that was in there. This one, ironically, had a 220 pump in at 20 feet deep, but it has operated no differently than that. And so that was a super pleasant surprise. And after about the first year, that's when we started actually pushing them to customers. So
that's awesome.
The number of times that my pump actually has to turn on a day is very, very infrequent, which is a huge thing, especially when you get to an emergency perspective. We didn't have to worry about at night. You know, I had between 20 and 25 gallons of water. You could flush the toilets, we could get drinking water. You could even get a short shower if you wanted with absolutely no power, nothing running, and everything was fine. And even if you ran that tank dry, as soon as the sun came out in the morning, it recharged itself and you were back to ground zero. So
that's actually a really interesting point because a number of people opt for batteries instead of the 110 volt converter. But like for you, you don't have to worry about taking care of the batteries, keeping the batteries warm, protecting the batteries, you know, maintaining any sort of battery system. You just stuck with an RPS 800 and the converter, and then you're done.
And I'm going to be 100% honest in this. For a home, I don't want to be dealing with a separate battery system for here. Even if I'm running off-grid and running a solar system, I only want to have to manage one bank. It's easier for me just to continue. Most of us already have power run here, just to plug it into 110 and let this run off of a battery system on a whole house system and not worry about it. If I'm not on a whole house system and we're saying, like, so for instance, we're gonna go to the ones that got batteries on it that we don't even use the batteries anymore. It's for watering livestock. I don't need power in the middle of the night. That's my reality. It's okay when you're filling livestock tanks. It's going to keep them topped off. It's fine, you know, a lot of times even if you go a day or two and it's super low pressure. So I need very, very little light to actually get that to work. For me, on one of these systems, I'm a 110 convert. Even, and I gotta be honest, even if I did batteries, I would still do the 110 converter because that is your ace in the hole. No matter what the circumstances are, I have the ability to get water by plugging into something.
There's some people the batteries are going to work perfect for, and there's other people where you have 110-volt power available, and that's probably going to be the easiest way for you to have a really flexible solar pump
Right.
system and off-grid water system that's operating 365 all year round.
And like I said, for me, even those that are off grid and we're saying they don't have grid power like we do, most of them are not living in the dark in the house or on candles. They have a solar system with batteries that already exist there. Run off of that through 110.
Yeah.
You're already running an inverter, you're already running that stuff. So that's my opinion. I mean, that is what we advise clients every time when we look at that. That is the simplest direction to
That's
go.
awesome. Cool. So this is a really good tool, this converter, to get with your RPS system if you want to back up with easy to supply 110-volt power either from your house or a generator, or I think like they're called like the little Jackery boxes.
Yeah, a Jackery box, or they're
Yeah.
called them solar generators. They're ultimately just a small battery box.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Jared, for taking us along on a tour of your RPS converter setup and sharing your knowledgeable insights. If any of you are watching are interested in learning more about this converter, check out the link below and make sure to check out Jared and Southern Homesteads. We'll see you next time.